finally got out of Glenrothes. I had a breakfast in Morrison's because the Holiday Inn don't do breakfast. Anyway, Morrison's, not the greatest. Hi, Morrison's are usually good breakfast. That one wasn't. Everything was a wee bit hard. Well, I needed something to eat. I was just going to skip breakfast, but no, I need something to eat. Right, where are we going? Scotland's nuclear bunker. It's in the East UK Fife. You can find it on the map. Now, I've been here before, and I've got a history with nuclear bunkers. During the Cold War back in the 60s, I was a part-time fireman, an auxiliary fireman, and we were trained to fight fires if the nuclear war came out. So I've been in a couple of these bunkers when they were active. Of course, we weren't meant to talk about it. They were secret. Christ, everybody in the district knew where they were, but they hadn't been inside them. So this one, I think it had started off as a radar station, if I remember right. But anyway, we'll get up there. I'll take Morag for a wee walk because she can't come inside the bunker. She's not got clearance. And I'll show you around where the high and mighty were going to be protected. We weren't allowed in. See you when we get there.
Take the next right onto B940.
And here we have the entrance. Well, it's the way in, just letting you see where we're going. As you can see, this is very isolated. The bunker is well signposted right away back.
You arrive at destination on the left after 1,000 feet.
And this is your first sight of it. Now, not the building on the left. All these bunkers had that same sort of building. And a few relics of the Cold War. This is the rear entrance. This is their above ground water storage system. This square sort of thing was quite common. If you take one square, that would hold 400 gallons of water. So you could work out, well, they're 1632 by 5. And here we have some Cold War vehicles. I don't know what the markers are. I think they're marking molehills. Ha! They got a mole problem. Send for Jasper Carrot. This here's the remains of a radar station. And anybody that served in Northern Ireland will remember that. Now, is this a priest or an abbot? It's one of the two. I always get them mixed up. Yeah, it's an abbot. Don't know what that is, but it looks tasty. Oh, they're claiming it's Russian. There's a big star on it. Sam 2, surface to air. Aye, now I know what this is. It's a Green Goddess. It's a 4-wheel drive version. You can tell that because the hose reel's a midship. The two before, the hose reel was aft, one on each side. It looks pretty decrepit, the poor thing. The main pump would handle 900 gallons a minute. There's a locker on the other side. There'd be a light portable pump, Coventry Climax. It would do what? 300 gallons a minute. Let's see. Maximum speed 25 miles per hour. No, that's a load of crap. That is a real load of crap. I saw one of them doing, I was behind one when the Army had them in. It was doing 75. The two before, which we had, I've been in one doing 80. Anyway, let's go. Now, as I said, the front of that building, if you look at a lot of the information on these things, you'll see this sort of building. This sort of building was also seen as guardhouses, and it's a bit of a giveaway because all the nuclear bunkers had this sort of entrance. And I believe I was in one in Mid, or was it East Lothian? I can't remember. And you went in at the main door, which is there, and there was an ordinary door on the left, and that took you into the bunker. Anyway, let's wander in. And down we go. Down into the depths of the earth. And this is a long walk in. I think we're about 60 feet below ground. Here we have a defensive bend, and along here would be the guardhouse. On the right, that's just a car. Oh, they've got a security office. And as it says, it's encased in 10 feet of solid concrete with reinforced tungsten bars. Oh, aye.
From observation posts every 10 miles throughout the length and breadth of the land, keen eyes keep watch on the skies.
As you say, protective
7 years ago, the Royal Observer course.
doors, quite heavy, ton and a half they say. Well, it says it was the best kept secret. I think that's actually true. We knew where most of them were. We knew where most of them were, but we didn't know about this one. Rock, Royal Observer Corps. That's a unit on its own. Royal Observer Corps Control Hub. Royal Observer Corps had something like 1,400 holes in the ground with equipment for measuring radiation and nuclear blasts. There were 3-man teams usually in them. That system kept going away to, I think, near enough the 90s. Their job was to monitor radiation and monitor wind so we could work out the dangerous areas. We all carried dosimeters or dosimeters, personal, but whether they were any good or no, I don't know. I'll be honest, I hadn't bothered reading the one that they gave me. It's the main dormitory. There'll be others throughout the place. All these.
I'm going to repeat that for you again. It is necessary for you to seek immediate shelter, regardless of where you might be in relation to the Toronto area.
That in the background is some of the stuff that would have been broadcast if the bombs had went down.
To the nearest structure and seek out its lowest possible level, such as a parking bay, or move into the nearest subway opening and remain below.
As you see, each place had their own broadcasting station. They could broadcast to the nation on a frequency it would all be told about if the thing happened, and it would be broadcast from this room. Well, that's a control room. Of course, beds everywhere. Oh, that used to be a restaurant. They've not got any a coffee shop. And the cinemas. Now, for what I remember, in these cinemas they have some videos running. A lot of them, they've released the training videos that we used to use, and this is what will be behind this door. We got shown all these first time round, and it was probably to harden us up. It definitely did harden us up because we felt the emotions when we were watching them. If any of you are coming to these places, I'd advise you to think carefully about letting your children or anybody that's a wee bit nervous. And I know that my ex-wife was very nervous in these sort of things, and she was quite sensible. But these films are very, very emotional, and some of the scenes, particularly near the end, are really yeah, weapons.
Which is more than 5 floors high, it is important not to lose the top 2 floors.
This video is showing you some of the preparedness videos, which would have started to be shown 10 days before they reckoned that things were going to escalate to a nuclear
If the
exchange.
loft is 4 floors or
In their own,
the best place for a
these
fallout zone is the basement.
could be frightening to people to watch.
If you live too high up to be safe, you must make arrangements now with your neighbours in the lower floors.
What
Or
I'm
make
saying
some simple
is,
arrangements to shelter with someone close by. If you live in a
these
one-story
videos are
house,
very
like a
emotional,
bungalow or brick flat, the building itself will
and
not give you much
be
protection.
careful who you let see them.
So the best thing is
It
to
can
make
be
arrangements
upsetting.
now to shelter with someone close by.
I know what the help does.
If this is not possible, look for the
This is their chapel. I don't know for sure if there was a chapel in the original bunker or not. I can't remember. But I would imagine there would be something. Because the work that these people would be doing, okay, they were probably safe for the bombs, but you think they're down here safe and their families are getting in danger, maybe worse. So emotions are high and they've got to do a job to try and save other people. So you've got to think of people. As I said in the videos, these videos were made to make us think. And this is where the boss would hunker down. In this case, this unit latterly was Area Command for Scotland. So that would be the Secretary of State for Scotland that was in there. All these gear, these windows, you could watch the chart at any time, could look at the chart and see what was going on, and they would have direct access to the chart room through just walking through there. This is the viewing gallery where people would drop by who were maybe, well, they wouldn't be on the floor. As you can see, we've got all the teleprinters, which was the thing back in these days. These teleprinters were on a closed circuit and could only get to government teleprinters. They call it an interest system or something. No, same over there. And as you can see, the Scottish Secretary would be over there, but other places you could come in here and watch the board to see where the radiation was and what height it was, and most important, the direction of the wind. That's your air conditioning plants in there. This one wee corner, my boss would have been in here. Chief Constable gets a seat of his own, but your fire, ambulance and all that would be coordinated from this room. I think it would take a wee bit more than that. Oh, and we're allowed onto the floor. As you see with the stickers, Treasury, Ministry of Defence, Department of Transport. I didn't know we had one.
Eastern is Metropolitan. Message begins. Can you supply DR7s for all posts concerning 04
Department of Health.
Over.
As you see, these guys would be here as well. that training film. That was one of the restricted training films back in the day. The general public wouldn't get to see that. That was one of these. It was there to try and harden us up a wee bit. Very emotional there. Communications. Telephone switchboard. Oh, we know what they are. 10 by 50 PMBUX or something, aren't they? Old standard telephone lines. Teleprinter room. A wee bit later than my day. I think that's more for the 70s. Well, we never had electric typewriters, we had old bangers. Oh, this looks like the Armory. Well, they didn't have an armory really. This is just showing off weapons of the time. A Bren. German light machine gun. That's your Tommy gun. Russian rifle there. I reckon that SKS was maybe better than the AK-47. And of course our old friend, the SLR. Or is that the machine gun? Light machine gun? Oh, it was this is a Russian bit of gear. Drum-fed mag. And the old German bolt-action rifle. The 98. That's the last Enfield up there, the number 4. British stopped using that. And here we have a Lewis gun, minus its mag of course. Who put that here? Bloody Uzi. German skirmisher. Grease gun. That's a Russian submachine gun. That was very, very popular and did a great job. Oh, and there's your SA-80. The poor thing. It was never any good. Of course, some pistols. What have we here? That looks like a .30. It is Browning. Problem was that with them, they had a closed breech. Civil Defence Corps. Who let them in? That motorbike is much, much later. Or earlier, one of the two. We had matchlesses in Enfields 350s, so that's different. And this is saying it's fire, so some of your boys would be in there. Check the radios out. That's a different that is definitely a different switchboard. It's got more connections. The old Gestetner for copying, that's what you had before you had copiers. And these were the adverts that were put up to try and get folk to join. Oh yeah. That's a pump escape ladder. They were great fun. For a while RAF had this place. It was a radar station. And as you can see, it's a wee bit more complicated than the rest of it. Now I'm not sure whether, I think this was the mid-50s that this was a radar station. Yeah, and there's the plotting table there. Oh, it was a rotor station. And here's the stores. This is the main feed for the BT. The BT engineers were pretty heavily involved with the backup systems. That beeping you can hear is coming off the repeater. That's this thing here. Now if that started to warble, you had 4 minutes to find somewhere to hide because the bombs were coming in. Every factory, school, public building had a repeater. It was left switched off most of the time, but in times of danger it would switched on. The internal battery would run for 3 months and was connected by a closed cable system, which for many years, even when I was involved in the 60s, was still a secret. And a lot of people didn't know what it was. We just called it the repeater. This is a mock-up of a Royal Observer station. 4 people. And again you can hear the repeater going. That was a walk down memory lane. A wee bit emotional. They were showing some of the training videos that we had, and these training videos were, a lot of them were quite emotional because it dealt with real things that would happen, like losing your own family and you're having to report it, and dealing with civil unrest. One of the videos has a traffic warden with a bandage on his head, walking about with an SLR rifle. It looks a joke. Hey, you're not allowed to say traffic wardens are jokes anyway, but never mind, you get the message. Anyway, that's us heading back. I'll get Morag, and I think, don't know where we're going to head next, but I know what, I'll have something to drink. I didn't get anything in the cafe because it wasn't open, but we'll nip down to Crail. Aye, we'll go down to Crail. Right, see you in the next one.